So I was driving down the highway, right? It was a couple days ago. I was sitting there with my Just Iced Tea, which, if you've never had it, it's like this tea brand that, simple ingredients, not super sweet, just like the perfect drink that just hits the spot. And we were sitting there, me and, my, former girlfriend and now fiance, and we're coming back home for the first time since we got engaged. And man, it has been a whirlwind of a year. 2025 had some very extreme ups and downs. I don't think I've lived so much life in a single year. And somehow, some way, I was able to keep on top of like a little bit of this and be able to keep on bringing you guys videos. But man, being able to end the year, getting engaged, proposing to my longtime girlfriend, and having family there that was both present in the moment, engaged, and just so happy with us after everything we've been through was just so huge. And I could not be happier. It is like the happiest moment of my life, hands down, just how much I've loved every second of this. And it feels surreal. It really does. It feels like everything is right with the world. And I couldn't be happier. And now that also means that on top of doing all this, I'm also gonna be wedding planning, which, oh man. If I thought I didn't have time before, I certainly do not have time now. And it's gonna be great. So as I am getting down on one knee in front of the gazebo that I picked out, that was still decorated for the holidays, and proposing and becoming the happiest man in the world, I was also thinking of just how awesome it was of a journey to get to this point. Because I got really lucky with the person that I found. She enhances me as a person in every single way. She's the kind of person that pushes me even when I don't think I need to be pushed, and makes sure that I'm the best possible version of myself, and has helped me overcome certain of my own shortcomings. One of them being like I don't talk very well, or at least I hadn't in a while. And she's made sure that I've been more confident in myself, and pushed me to be a better storyteller, be better overall, a better man. And I'm just really looking forward to life with her. And I couldn't have asked for a better person to do it with. So one of the other things that I wanted to talk about is I was thinking about this story that I talked about being a college athlete last time. And one of the things what I was thinking about was my time at the SEC championships my sophomore year. There was this guy. He was the returning SEC champion. He was this imposing physical specimen. He was like 6'2", I think, and like 200 pounds. I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure I got his measurables wrong, but he looked like he should have been playing football and not running track. And I just remember I think we shared a lane at the SEC championships in the prelims, and that was the moment that this man, Sean O'Benoit, just ruined track and field for the rest of my life. And it wasn't any of his fault. I mean, he's just a person running. But looking at him, I understood there that my hopes and dreams when it came to track just were not going to come true at all. And again, not his fault in the slightest, but mostly my own. I realized when I looked at him and we raced that in order for me to win the SEC championships, the person that I was, as small as I was, I needed to have everything go right, but it had to all start 2 years before. And the problem ended up being because, not because of just how I worked or anything, but I had already made a major mistake, and I didn't even know it. The biggest issue I had was I got injured pretty badly in a training session in Miami my sophomore year. And the injury I had was a Charlie horse and cramp combination that I can only describe as just the most painful experience of my life. And the outcome of it was that I ended up with some nerve damage in my left calf. And that nerve damage in my left calf haunted me for the rest of my college career. I was never the same until about 5 years out of college. That's the first time I was able to start going on runs where I was sure I wasn't going to cramp up. But because of it, I ended up getting like calf and knee and groin and hip flexor problems on my entire left side for all of my time through college, and it effectively ended it, which is sad because it wasn't like I didn't work hard enough. I mean, when I was injured, I was still swimming and biking and all this other stuff. Like to give you perspective, I would bike for about 2 hours at a time to make up for not being able to run for an hour at a time. Which, if you think about it, is kind of insane. Just think about that for 1 second. If you're biking for 2 hours, you're biking at a really good pace, I'm trying to do the math here. It's like 30, 40 miles that I would be biking at a time if I was looking at the machine correctly. It's a lot of miles. And when I was swimming, I would do about 128 lengths, which I'm doing the math on that real quick, I think was 2 miles of swimming. So I'd be in the pool for about an hour and 15 minutes. I mean, I was a pretty good swimmer too. But I mean, I worked my butt off. But because I didn't take care of my body the way I needed to, because I took every training run as my last run I would ever go on, I ended up causing myself major issues. And you might ask, what kind of issues were you causing yourself by going that hard? Well, because I was going that hard, I would never let my body recover. Because I never let my body recover, I set myself up for body failure. I set myself up to have those cramps and everything that I had my Miami training run. And even though I was just absolutely insanely talented and fast and everything, like to give you perspective, like even though I was 5'7", 5'8", and 140 pounds, I could bench 215 pounds. I could bench 215 pounds. I could squat 315 pounds. I box jumped, I think, like 60 inches. And I mean, I could jump through, I could touch rim as a small guy. I could do anything I put my mind to. But spears. I didn't know they added that to the game. But I mean, none of that matters if you aren't taking care of your body the correct way. And I didn't. And that cost me probably what I wanted to do in college. But the one thing it didn't do, what am I looking at? Is this where all the noises are coming from? Oh. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. As I'm sitting here going like, all right, let me mine this. But I ended up learning a lot. And that's the thing that you need to make sure that you're always doing, because things might not always work out the way you want them to, But one thing that you can always control is if you learn from your mistakes. And man, did I learn from mine. And I was able to take what I'd learned and take it all the way to helping athletes figure out themselves. Let's see. Let's try to make sure I don't get caught by any mobs down here. Nice. That's a kind of cool little pocket right there. Neat little pocket. So one of the other things I was able to do was I became a high school track coach. And I didn't just become a high school track coach, I became a good one. I coached for 5 years and ended up with, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 state championship teams. I had numerous state champion individual athletes and relay teams and everything, and all the accolades, but it was all because I was able to teach them what I never was able to learn myself on my own. How to really listen to yourself, how to really make sure that you are able to do everything that you set your mind out to. And it all had to do with being consistent, listening to your body, being able to be out there every single day. Because if you're able to be out every single day, you're able to consistently train, that consistency is what ends up making you one of the best. It's not about training harder than the other person. It's about being able to train every single day without stopping. Excuse me, because I'm coming off a little bit of a sickness. Let me take a little swig of my coffee to make sure my throat doesn't get too dry. It's all about being able to be consistent. You outwork people not by working harder every single time, but being able to consistently work hard every single time. And that's the thing a lot of people don't quite understand. They're always convinced that they just need to outwork people. Well, at a certain point, you're going to absolutely burn yourself out. That is just a guarantee. That is the reason why football players take breaks between seasons. You don't just keep training all day, every day, all the time. You have a limit. You try to find your limits, you try to push your limits, but you will always have a limit. But being able to consistently train and have your off seasons at particular times, being able to not have to worry about, all the injuries because you're doing all the right things. You're stretching when you need to, which is every day. If you're an athlete of any kind and you're not stretching every day, stretch every day. You're doing all the little things. You're doing your core. I cannot begin to tell you how important core workouts are, because that is the thing that is the motor between your arms and your legs. Something has to attach those two, and it's going to be your core being able to be strong enough to work those two together. So no matter how strong your arms are, no matter how strong your legs are, if your core isn't strong, then you're going to get injured because you can't connect the two. But I was able to take all this. I was able to win state titles as a coach, and that is the one thing that I'm really happy about myself with. I took all the lessons that I needed to learn, and I was able to put them in a very, very important way, put it together in a very important way. And because of that, other people got to achieve the goals that I can only dream of now. Because it is too, I don't want to say it's too late for me to do certain things, but I can't go back to high school. I can't win a high school state title anymore. It's not possible. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because what makes all those accolades and all those championships special is because only one person can do it every year. everybody is working their butts off to get that point, but only one person can actually do it. And if you're able to learn and pass along things that will help other people get to that point, man, that is rewarding. It is so rewarding. Now, if you've gotten this far, if you've been on this journey the entire time where, before your boy got engaged and was still a single Dovak for Perez, I want you to leave a comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to keep on doing this Minecraft series because there are a lot more stories to tell. And I can't wait to take you guys along with me. All right, I'll talk to you soon.